Amazing audience, we are live again with Stacy Williams in Arizona. Big up to Perora Library, man, you know, for having us here. Stacy, it's a great pleasure to connect with you.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am very, very good.
Good,
very
good.
Thanks for asking.
Okay.
Which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Well, my talent is basically I have a mobile barbershop.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I've had it for 2 years. It's been stationed for 2 years. Actually, my original plan was to go and basically take care of people in shelters, you know, the grooming needs, because I feel that grooming is important for self-esteem, which is important for growing, which is important for people, you know, to pass on to their kids as well. So I always wanted to just kind of take care of people and help them to feel better about themselves. So I built a mobile barbershop.
You said I built.
Well, I did. I purchased a 24-foot toy hauler, and we had it gutted out. And a friend of mine and myself, we gutted it out and we restored it and built it. And
Did you take videos of this? Did you?
No, I didn't take videos because at the time it wasn't really
a thing
that I thought, you know.
Well, you could do it again.
Yes, my goal is to. I would like to have a stream of them. Yeah. At least 10, 15 of them.
I like 12.
You like 12?
Yeah,
that's an even number?
It's my favorite number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, mine is 7, but I don't want 7.
Let's add them then. 12
okay.
plus 7, 19.
Okay.
We do 19.
We'll round it up to 20.
All right, cool. So where did you learn the skill of barbering from?
Actually, I went to beauty school.
And barbering, right? Like we're talking about, because I've had some haircuts on this tour, right? It's been crazy. Like they'll shave my head and then they'll just like do this, but
oh no, I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good.
She says I'm good.
No, but my skills, I learned it actually. I went to beauty school. And after I completed beauty school, I worked for these other little franchises like Great Clip, Supercuts, and I looked at the haircuts and I was like, that's not. Those aren't real haircuts. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Don't want to offend anybody. Yeah. But so after doing that, I was like, I want to learn how to cut. So I went to barber school. So after I got my license for beauty school, worked for a couple of months, I went to barber school. And during barber school, I was in barber school and I was learning the skills. And the first thing my instructor told me is, do not go out and start a business. And that was the exact thing I did. So I opened my first barbershop out the day I finished school. I went and I opened up a barbershop.
What was the name of it back then?
It's Cut and Go Mobile Barbershop.
Cut and Go. So that is it now, and that was it then?
That was it then. I just kind of transferred it because the location where I'm at is I opened up a barbershop in a truck stop. So I thought it would go good to just cut and you guys can go. Yeah. You know, so I kept it as one, and so I have a physical barbershop in a truck stop on 67th Avenue and the I-10 in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah,
so come down all for truck drivers. I cater to truck drivers. But also, then I still had my mobile shop that I had built. And during the time I was going to school, I had already purchased the mobile shop. I had that vision to do it. I didn't know where I was going to go. And then it's been sitting for 2 years, and by the grace of God, one day I was in church, and one of the sisters, we were all talking about, you know, they were doing ministry and stuff. So I said, I would love to, you know, add my barbershop in there to do free haircuts and maybe allow the, you know, community to have free haircuts. And she introduced me to a great couple. Yeah. You already know. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Sounds like the Pens.
Is that their name? So I was introduced to the Pens, and we started collating together, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word.
It sounds like a big word for me.
It is. It's a little bit. So we just hooked up and got together. We'll make it easier.
Yeah, I like that.
We just hooked up, got together, and now I'm really working with them to go out. I did one on July July 21st, was able to have another barbershop that participated and helped assist, and we cut 50 heads.
Wow.
Yeah, so
one day.
It was in one day, just a couple hours actually, from 3 to 6. So we did great.
From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Yes.
50 heads.
Yes, we did.
That's good.
Yes, it was. It was great. So my vision is basically, with my family, I have a son who barbers. He's not doing it, but I'm trying to encourage him because he's really good at it. But what I would love to do is to just be able to go out mobilely and go to different locations and be able to service shelters, women who are getting back into the workforce, men who are getting back into the workforce, because we do women's hair too, but women with kids at transitional housing, because I actually was in what's called Homeward Bound, which is a transitional housing. I was there with my grandkids because I'm a single grandparent. So I have 2 grandkids I'm raising. So I ended up into, it's kind of a shelter setting. Yeah. And I was there for a year. And during that time, I was able to complete the things I needed to do. And
you want to help people?
I want to help and give back because I see the need. And all people need is a little help, And one thing is, when I used to raise my sons as a single parent, I was the worst barber. I didn't know how to cut. And I was one of those. I was one of the mothers that put the bowl on the head and do it.
Yeah.
And then my son, at a certain age, they got to a point they were like, "Mom, it's okay, I'll do it." Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I don't want other people to have to go through that, because kids, as they're growing and going to school, a lot about them is self-esteem. Yeah. They can either have strong or they can be bullied and talked about because of their haircut, because they're grooming. And that's something that's important to me too.
I love that.
Is to make sure all the kids are able to have free haircuts, so that they can look and be just as special as the next person.
I love that. Well done. Let's switch gears for
a
moment. Let me invite you now into my time machine.
Okay.
That is surrounded with beautiful, warm blue Caribbean water. What is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory. I don't know. What memory am I supposed to be thinking of?
I'm not sure. What memory pops up? Something popped up. You didn't want to share that one, and possibly let's go for another one.
Yeah, let's do something else. Yeah. Childhood wasn't the best in my life.
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah. All right, let's go to another memory. What was your best childhood memory?
My best childhood memory. Oh my gosh. Probably running track when I was in high school.
You ran track?
I ran track.
Tell me about that. How did you feel when you did that?
I loved it. I was I ran track for 4 years.
Is this 100 meters, 200
I was
meters?
a long jumper.
Oh,
I made it to the state meet.
There we go.
I was the only one in that year, which was my senior year, to make it to the state meet as a long jumper. I jumped 18 feet and 3/4.
Wow.
Yes, as short as I was. And my instructor, my coach, all those years, he would not train me because he said, "You're too short. And you're not going to get it." So he always worked with the tall girls and helped them do it. But every year I would just teach myself and I just watch them. And by the last year, I out-jumped every single one he trained to make it to the state meet. So
how do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
It tells me that when I put my mind to something, I'm going to do it.
I love it. That's amazing.
No one can tell me I can't do something.
Well, you know what? Can I offer an interpretation to the third picture? I love how you put yourself in places where people tell you you cannot, so you can do it.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's a hack, if you would, right?
Okay.
Like, you only tell me I can't do it,
nice.
And I will clear the borders of what you said, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
If we fast forward to when you were 12, what was your favorite song?
When I was 12, Been So Long. Anita Baker.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's when I was 12. I got to go way back. And that's a long time to remember at 12. That's the one that pops so long, in my head.
I love it. I love how it connects, though. I mean, just from the long jump, right? It's been so long, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Oh, it's so funny. All right, so we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Stacey, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
No.
Do you watch TV?
Well, yes.
Yes? Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Yes.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Stacy Williams, what would you say that is?
My own statement?
Something that represents you.
Represents me. Just do it.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, just do it. I love it.
I guess that's Nike too.
You can use it.
Okay.
This has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
First of all, I'd like to thank God for allowing me to meet such great people in order to even introduce this link. She sent it to me, and in the first time I looked at it, and I was thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know, I don't like to talk, but I mean, I'm a talker, but I don't like to talk about me. Yeah. So I was like, okay. But then God told me to be obedient, and He said, do it.
Well, I appreciate
and
that.
I did it.
I appreciate that. Stacy, this has been a great pleasure. Thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-minute convos with Angel Jones. Did you have fun?
I did. I want to thank you guys for coming.